Our number 5 seed, Hope Gramley, has had a heck of a month. The McHenry University senior has won an NCAA championship and bowled here in Addison, Illinois, as part of a team that finished a little short of an ITC title. Can she win her first PWBA title tonight? We find out next. It's the USBC Queens. Addison, Illinois is minutes from Chicago. It's home to Stardust Bowl, where it's time to crown the first of 3 major champions this year on the PWBA Tour, the USBC Queens. 5 of the world's best bowlers are here, competing for the tiara, big prize money, and a place in women's bowling history. This is Dave Ryan alongside the Hall of Famer, 2-time Queens champ Kelly Kulick. Step ladder bowling tonight here in Chicagoland. We start with amateur and college bowling star Hope Gramley on her first tour TV show against 2-time major champ Danielle McEwen. The winner moves up the ladder to take on the 3rd seed, Lara Plazas of Colombia, looking for her first career title. The 2nd seed, Germany's Birgit Norreichs, and the top seed, longtime Team Colombia superstar Clara Guerrero, who joins us now. Clara, you told us today that being the number 1 seed, you feel rewarded. Why is that?
Yes, Dave, thank you. It's definitely what I have worked all my life for. You work hard, you practice hard to be number 1 seed in a major tournament. This is a dream come true, and I just can't wait to bowl that one game the best in my life.
Clara, what has been the main factor in your training that has elevated your confidence?
I think I just stay true to the process. I'm very committed, I'm very disciplined to training, to work out, to get stronger every year. And I do have, thank God, the best coaches in the world around me that help with my game. And I'm very, very thankful for that.
Clara, thank you. See you in the championship match tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Kel, time for the future for the sport. Oil pattern, let's break it down.
Future for the sport oil pattern. The women bowled on 42 feet this week. High volume, it actually was medium at 25 mils, very low scoring pace itself. Notice the light teal lines right here. That's where the forward oil ends, just at about 22 feet. The reverse starts around here, around that 35, 37 mark, and buffs all the way back to the foul line. This lighter volume down here, that's when the brush is lifting up out of the pattern itself and just bleeding out the rest of the oil. And what happens is, because there's a low amount of volume, only about 16 milliliters in the front part of the lane, the ladies will tend to migrate further inside, but you'll notice the back ends back here are going to get tighter and tighter. They're also bowling on fire, which is very high friction, creates the ball to hook even sooner at a high viscosity. So you're going to see the ladies play very deep, tight angles to the pocket as the challenges go on, and we're going to see very low scores. I'm predicting 190 range at most.
All right, Kelly, great breakdown. It is time to bowl here in Addison. McEwen, Gramley, our first match.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our number 5 seed from Aubrey, Texas, Hope Gramley.
Here she is, national champion, conference and national multi-time bowler of the year. Makes her first singles tour TV appearance. Plenty of experience under the bright lights, but not in this situation, and certainly not in a major.
Good
the
shot.
McHenry Bearcat leaves a 4-pin. Now she can breathe, Kel, right? Okay.
Absolutely good
First
opening shot.
On tour in the books.
Just 21 years age, 21 years old. Great college experience, as you mentioned. Goes to that McHenry spare ball, cross lane for the 4-pin conversion.
Bowling for tour superstar Shannon O'Keefe. At McHenry, the head coach there. Had a good start with her spare.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our number 4 seed from Stony Point, New York, Danielle McEwen.
Plenty of TV experience for Danielle McEwen, one of the big stars on tour. Multi-major champion. Returns to the bright lights. 2021, problematic because of a big right toe injury. Healthy now, ready to go. Get started, right lane. Good start. Has a strike. Any player who owns a 300 game during tonight's telecast will receive a $10,000 bonus courtesy of GoBowling.com. Visit GoBowling.com to find local bowling centers, get tips from the pros, and for all the latest news and information about your favorite sport, bowling. But, Kelly, no 300 games in the entire USBC Queens so far.
No, I think 299 was the highest we saw all week.
Lindsay Boomershine had that one. Dave, Kelly, our entire crew, great to have you with us here from Addison. Danielle tries her luck on the left lane. Missed the target and pays a price. 2 for 10.
Ladies had about 15 minutes of practice on this TV pair. Danielle sliding about 24, 15, 16 at the arrows. The ladies are going to try to keep, this is Tracer right here, is always going to be the key point. That 10 board down at 43 feet. Just outside of that, ball has heavy end over end roll. Rolls out too quickly, leaves a 2-4-10.
Tough lead. Almost kicked it across the deck to the 10 pin, but it stands, and that's an open frame for the 11-time member of Team USA. Looking for her 8th career PWBA Tour title. She has the most on this show. Of course, Hope looking for her first here tonight. See the average match play, 209 average. That's pretty strong on these tough conditions, right?
It is. And, you know, to break it down again, the women bowled 15 games of qualifying, 3 5-game blocks, and then it cut to the top 63. Julia was already advanced into that bracket, so 64. And it was like every match was like bowling in a brand new bowling center.
Tough. Wow. That finds the 1-3 pocket with perfection and crushes the pins into the pit. That's quite a shot there from Hope.
Hope Gramley, I've watched her bowl competitively in college bowling, obviously sliding around the same point as Danielle, 25. There's that indicator right there. This is from 40 to 43 feet. And you're going to see the ball just make a slight tip off of that spot into the pocket itself. If we can control that distance at 40 to 43 feet, and then what I look for is the ball motion through the pins. Is it going to continue towards the 8-pin? You'll see ladies carrying those more pocket-type hits.
Tremendous athlete, 2 sports star at McKendree, played volleyball and major star on the bowling team, national runner-up, and then national champs this year in Columbus. NCAA, 4-pin stands for on the left lane.
Good observation. A little bit deeper inside in the left lane. She's about 15 on the right lane, same as Danielle, and about 17 at the arrows on the left lane. So obviously a little bit more earlier hook on the left lane. See how that plays out over the course of the matches.
2-time first-team All-American, 2-time Division II Player of the Year nationally, 2-time Conference Player of the Year. I mean, every award imaginable collegiately for Hope. Only 21 years old, a couple days turns 22. Would love to give herself a birthday present with USBC Queens title, the big prize money, and a tiara here tonight.
Yeah, she said if she won, she'd wear the tiara for about a month.
I said, you sleep with it? Oh, yeah, I'd sleep with it. I mean, sure. It's not coming up. Really fun to talk to Hope today. Great personality. Numbers for McEwen. Right lane. Nice ball reaction. And crunches the 1-3 pocket. Those pins had no chance.
Yeah, both women are playing that right lane practically identically. Now Danielle's game, you remember, she came back from an injury. She had to learn to re-walk again and then bowl very heel-toe in those first 3 steps. Walks past the swing. Now look, she's got all this power in here from her upper leg and her quad. Arm is just at the same shoulder height. Eyes are looking very for the lane. The left arm is nice and calm. All great qualities of a great athlete. And then her push-off foot powers her way into that slide.
Wow, nice little shot. Left lane. 60 feet to success for the 4-seed Danielle McEwen. She was out a month plus last year with the toe injury. Injections, had to actually remove the toenail, which just sounds, Kel, it sounds so painful. She was talking about it today. It took a long time to recover.
It did. Of herself, retraining and training for the tour. She's definitely one of the most sociable ladies out there, but most hardest working out of them all.
Back to the youngster. Oh, Bramley, wow. Tattoos the rack again. That was quite a shot with some power in the 1-3 pocket. Elimination round final. Plus at 696 for third. Danielle fourth, and as we've seen, Hope Bramley fifth. Really good run for Verity Crowley.
Yeah, and if you recall, Dave, Verity Crowley was on the show last year. Pattern was very similar to what the women bowled on in Reno, just shy of making the show back-to-back at the USBC Queens. Great season so far. She was just outside the show last week in Rockford as well, coming off an amazing season last year.
Knocking on the door, Verity Crowley. She's over in. Hope Bramley. And locked in.
Yeah, both women are playing the lanes identical. 15-16 on the right lane, 17-ish, 18 on the left lane. Look, she's sliding about 25, 26, 18 there, 10, 11 at that indicator, and the ball again goes towards the 8-pin. I watched a lot of PBA telecasts as well, and what makes Jason so successful is when the ball exits the pin deck, it's still continuing as if it's hooking off the back lane.
Double for each. McEwen looks for the turkey, and it's got it. We thought we'd see some lower scores. Right now we're seeing locked-in bowlers.
Just identical. 10-11, again, on the inside a little bit there. Not much, but the slope is very smooth. It's not harsh. It's not a steep angle. And the women are going to continue to do that and keep it in front of them. That's what they all do successfully out here. Only down by 2 pins, though, going into this 6th frame.
Danielle talked about how much work it took to overcome the toe injury. What does she want? A Player of the Year type season. This would be a great start. Double wood here, the 2-8. The first major of 3.
I noticed this. Her footwork, watch her. Her third step gets a little bit left. Her swing gets out of alignment, and that's what caused her hand to miss at the bottom of the swing. The ball went an extra 2 to 3 feet down the lane, did not recover. That's where I said the back ends are going to start tightening up and leaves a 2-8 spare, which on a normal condition would be easy to make. But on this type of challenge pattern, it could be very difficult.
Yep, she didn't like it, you could tell. That was for the lead, too. Covers. Halfway home match 1. First major of 2022. It's the PWBA Tour on CBS Sports Network. Conclusion of match 1. Bramley and McEwen on the way. We got a great finish in our first match next. McEwen Bramley halfway through our first match. Step ladder bowling USBC Queens. Third seed Laura Plazas from Colombia makes her TV debut here tonight. Laura, what's the best way to describe your mindset right now?
I'm just free. I'm just waiting for what it happens, taking every moment in, and just enjoying the moment, living the process, learning from every shot, and all of these things are great.
Laura, how's bowling for Team Colombia prepped you for this telecast tonight?
Oh, for sure. This is a great competition setting for our team. Obviously, I get to bowl with one of my teammates, Clara, and Maria is also here, Juliana is here. So the 4 of us that are going to be representing Colombia this year are here, and obviously this makes the team better.
Laura, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Laura is up next. Could we see Team Colombia matchup in the final between Laura Plazas and the top seed Clara Guerrero? Both went to Wichita State. Both are here tonight, trying to join Maria Jose Rodriguez as Colombian USBC Queens champs. Lots of storylines, but Kelly, that's later. Let's finish this great match between Bramley and McEwen.
Yeah, both ladies right now seem to be locked on both lanes. Danielle just slightly misexecuted on 2 of her deliveries. Hope has a 4-pin lead starting frame 6. Can she catch a 3-bagger?
And the break, a touch high. The answer is no. That's a tough lead.
Yeah, it looks like she just didn't physically get through that, kind of cut it short at the bottom of the swing. Ball picked up really, really quick. 3, 6, 7, 10. Tough conversion. Watch right here, 25. See her hand gets around a little bit faster, about 17. She's been 15, 16 each time. That might have gotten to that 43 mark down the lane, but because it was on the inward side of it, it picked up really quick, leaving a tough, tough conversion to make.
And evens the match. Winner to take on Laura Plazas in match 2. 3, 6, 7, 10, challenging leave. had a chance. Really good effort. Kicking cross lane to 7-pin, but it stands open frame. On the bench now, McEwen, a 12-pin lead. Well, McHenry, we told you about that, 2019 in Dayton, Ohio. Look at this conversion, the same one. 3, 6, 7, 10. ITC, there's Brian O'Keefe there, of course, playing for head coach Shannon O'Keefe. Couldn't convert it this time, but she is something else, part of the McHenry national champs this year in Columbus. And Dad's right behind watching every move.
She has one more year too at McHenry to go for it again.
Left lane, big shot off the open frame. Oh, 4-pin stands. It would have been a nice bounce back off the open.
She has 3 4-pins on that left lane.
COVID year, so Hope will go back and bowl for the O'Keefes next year. She said, sure, I could go pro and try to win the money tonight. She's an amateur, just would get scholarship money if she does win the championship. But she's committed to McHenry to try to defend the title and get her master's at the same time.
Yeah, and kinesiology, personal training. Dream job would be to work for a major franchise in the athletic training area or go back to her high school and work there.
Well done, 4-pin there for Hope. Friday night, 9 Eastern, relive the first chapter in the Liverpool versus Real Madrid finals trilogy. The legendary 1981 European Cup. A final between two of the world's most powerful clubs right here, CBS Sports Network. Seventh frame, McEwen works on a spare. 7-pin.
Doesn't quite catch the shaker. (24, 15, 9, 10). Again, same identical shot over and over again. Just a little bit light. Where the backs are starting to get a little bit tighter. That early friction's happening. I said it started at 35 feet. It's actually 28 feet on the reverse oil. So think of it, folks. Only half the lane with the pattern has it at 28 feet maximum. The rest gets hooks in the front, early fronts, and the back are going to continue to get tighter and tighter. Up by 11 on the left lane. So Danielle is in the 8th frame now. She will finish the match first, causing Hope to get up in the 10th frame.
Looks for a 3rd career major. She made the Queen's TV show in 2016, finished 3rd that year. 25th career championship round appearance for the big star on tour. And strikes in the 8th frame. Well, it was about 10 years ago.
Exactly.
In
yeah.
this very building, there is Hope. Right next to Andres Beatty, big star on tour as well, winning the Queens 10 years ago. And wire to wire, Hope was here watching.
2012 ITRC. I believe Deandra defeated Carolyn Norton-Ballard in that championship match.
Here.
I think Hope's got a little taller since then.
Hope is 6'1".
6'1".
That's awesome.
Better shot.
Better shot is right. Feeling more comfortable now in a really close match.
(6'1". She uses all the approach, all of her legs, deep knee bend at the foul line, great extension, clean release off the hand. You know, I got to applaud Shannon and Brian at McHenry. I said this in the interviews too. I think Hope has been one of the most improved players over the course of her collegiate career.
Oh, Jesus.
Uh-oh.
Foundation frame, just didn't like it. Crossing over almost a Brooklyn strike.
That's a lot of 9.
And the 10-pin stance.
I want to say that's a little bit of adrenaline Got to the foul line pretty quick. Watch the right shoulder just drop down in. Hand gets around it fast. Again, misses inside. Like she said, a lot of 9. That's a good 9 count right there.
One player she's always admired on tour growing up, Danielle McEwen. Chance to face her on TV tonight. She could not describe the role that the O'Keeffes have had in her development. Got the McKendree ball. With Deandra watching, 10 pin, got that. Lots of stars in the house here tonight in Addison.
Great crowd.
They seem a little tight there.
Many of the ladies came back to support their fellow roommates. 235 max score for Danielle, 204.
Looks for a 21-pin lead here. Got that. Big shot, big strike, Danielle McEwen.
Danielle just needs a mark in the 10th frame and she will advance to the next match. You can see she's starting to migrate a little bit further inside. Breakpoint starting to shift a little bit with her. Kind of like parallel moves, 2 and 1. Trying to find more head oil. Tight angles to the pocket, almost like, you know, just in that gun range, firing it right to that bullseye, keeping everything in front of you.
Double wood. Avoids too much trouble there. That's the good news for Danielle. 2-8 stands. And a mark wraps up the match. She'll take on Laura Plazas.
Sliding 24-25, 16 at the arrows. So this is what I mentioned when the backs are getting tighter. That was perfectly online. She executed exactly the way she has since the previous frame. But now what's happening, the ball is starting to burn up and lose energy, not quite making the turn in the back end. Interesting to see if she tries a different ball on the fill ball if she makes the spare.
First, 2-8.
Uh-oh.
She's got that. Kelly's a little nervous.
I was. I shot it a few times. I think I made it 50% of the time. So she will advance the next match.
All good.
2-pin goes directly into that 8-pin.
Danielle's just got to keep on the lane here, basically, and she has got the win to knock off the 5th seed Hope Gramley in her first ever PWBA Tour TV appearance.
Here's that information shot I was talking about. She executed greatly. See if this ball has a little bit more quicker response, what we normally say out here. And the ball picks up in the back and hooks through that 1-3 pocket. Like that.
Got 10, got the win. Danielle advances up the step ladder. Looking for a 3rd career major.
Thank you.
Competing here tonight. So Lara Plazas of Colombia is next, the 3 seed. Great run, Hope Gramley. First career TV show falls to Danielle McEwen. Good match, match 1 in the books. McEwen, Plazas on the way. Match 1 goes to Danielle McEwen, 213-180, overcoming an early open frame. In the second, had 7 strikes, beats Hope Gramley to advance to the next round. Repetition and release, 2 very important tools in any bowler's arsenal. And there are drills to help with both, as Verity Crowley explains in this week's BCTV Tip of the Week.
Putting yourself in your finished position. So there's a few key benefits to that. When you get down, you get into your position, you are using your sliding leg. You want to make sure that that knee is directly over your toe, your non-bowling arm goes out to the side, you have the ball in your hand. What you're going to do is you're going to push the ball forward, let gravity bring it back, and then release it. Now, it's really important to make sure you let gravity take that bowling ball and that you don't force the bowling ball. There will be a little push movement forward, and then the rest is is all gravity. Your arm and your hand are going to have movement, but you want the rest of your body to be really stable and really balanced. Now, when you do this drill, if you can hold your position until the ball hits the pins, that is ideal. That is going to allow you to work on your balance, and it's going to become so much easier to post your shots when you're doing a full approach. So go to your local bowling center, try out this foul line drill, and work on your game.
Hey, Verity, thanks so much. Great stuff. Good tip from Verity Crowley of Great Britain. Next, McEwen plus us, match 2, USBC Queens, here in Chicagoland on CBS Sports Network. Step ladder bowling here in Addison, Illinois. Clara Guerrero is the top seed. Birgit Norreichs from Germany is the 2 seed. Laura Plazas of Colombia is next up against Danielle McEwen, 11-time member of Team USA. Colombia, one of 16 countries represented at this prestigious event. 30 international players in all, 3 on our show tonight after an All-American Final 5 last week in Rockford, Illinois.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our number 3 seed from Colombia, Laura Plazas.
Just turned 26 years old, Kel, last week. What a pleasure to talk to. So much energy, optimism. Wichita State alum, part of that incredibly tradition-rich program. Great athlete growing up in Colombia. Play every sport you can imagine. Bringing 10-pin, looking for a little help with the messenger, doesn't get it. Squash, tennis, really good golfer.
She does everything. But notice bowling, she's going to be attacking this pattern much differently than Danielle is. Much farther inside, sliding almost around 35. Center arrow about 20-ish. Same breakpoint distance. Almost carries the 10-pin with the messenger. Cross lane.
Under the watchful eye of legend Liz Johnson, Hall of Famer in the house tonight. Cross lane for the 10-pin. On the spare for Lara. Aerospace engineering major at Wichita State. Hasn't gone into that field yet because she's been so busy bowling on the women's tour. And for Team Columbia, they've got them really busy this summer, as she and Clara told us today.
Yeah, almost to the point where they can't fit everything in. I know Clara has permission to bowl a few PWBA stops and could be bowling elsewhere for Columbia.
McEwen going to start the match too. Well, Danielle has 2 major victories as a member of the PWBA, last time being the 2019 Women's US Open. We called it in Las Vegas on CBS Sports Network as she took home the title. Tanya Ramanpour, 201-199 for her second major. Love to make it number 3 tonight. Oh, how sweet it is, right? You know, Kelly, with your majors and your great Hall of Fame career, winning a major championship is so special.
And something she wants to achieve throughout her entire career. I know she did make a ball change. She tried something in the 10th frame, carried it over into the beginning of this match with a shinier, pearlized asymmetric bowling ball. More responsive down lane, cleaner through the front.
The toe injury we talked about cost her 2 months. I mean, that has got to be tough.
And Danielle's a practice fiend.
Yeah.
She just continues daily over and over again. So I know that 2-month break had to be mentally tough on her.
Right lane for Laura. How does a 10-pin stand? 10-pin? Why?
Deflection, deflection. Watch this ball get to the pocket, okay? Great, same spot. See the pin ball migrate. Now all of a sudden it goes towards the 9-pin, loses just enough energy. It's not rolling forward at the right point. It's still trying to release its energy, and then when it does, it deflects, leaves the 9-pin messenger off the sideboard, but something gets in its way. It is.
Does a lot of training with BMX bikers, cyclers, gymnasts. She works with weightlifters, a lot of cross training. She's in tremendous shape. Watch out, though. Well, maybe the nerves got the best over there. whiffs on the 10-pin open frame for pluses.
.204 average, 39 games, 7-1 match play record. Made it to the show with her high series.
First time on TV. PWBA tour. She's been on plenty of times for Team Columbia and Wichita State, but this, Kelly, is a different story.
It's a different beast.
Nice shot. Left lane. Crunches the 1-3 pocket. Follow the PWBA on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and on bowltv.com to keep up with the latest and greatest women bowlers in the world. Get the latest video, highlights, and news each week to follow your favorites. Been tweeting a lot. Steph Johnson had the win in Rockford in the season opener, her 4th career PWBA Tour title. Congrats to her. Touch high, 6-10.
Danielle's starting to migrate a little bit deeper on that right lane. I'm just looking for launch angles, where it's controlling down here. Slightly inside, you can see the light green of that bowling ball pick up and roll forward really quick. 6-10. As we say in the bowling world, keep chasing it, meaning keep going further left inside. Give yourself a little bit more skid.
.610, no worries there for Danielle. 20-pin lead. Clara, Laura, Danielle. Hope all big stars collegiately. Laura and Clara Guerrero both at Wichita State. National champs, Danielle at FDU. And Hope, we talked about her story from McHenry winning the team championship this year in Columbus, Ohio. Part of a spectacular run that continues for McHenry and the Bearcats next year. Because Hope is back. Left lane, a little high. 3-6-10 up for Danielle.
This ball looked really, really good on that fill ball. Sliding 25, 26, 17, 18. Again, it's just not projecting down the lane. It's not getting its skid through that part of the lane. It's starting to pick up even sooner at this section, so it's not getting through that mid-section. Remember, I said the pattern itself is only half the lane. The rest is that brush kind of
frame. Did you talk about the first TV appearance? Didn't seem, when we met with her this morning, overly nervous about it. Such a confident personality. Her mode, trust my game plan. A little bit off the mark. They're looking for help on the 2-pin. Not enough.
Lara really uses her legs a lot to try to generate that power and speed. Really, really quick. Watch the bottom of the swing. Hand gets a little bit off to the side. And what I learned from talking to the ball reps during the practice session, there's kind of like a little hang spot down the lane to the right, and if it kind of errs in that direction, it will not recover.
Serious golfer in Columbia, about 10 years old. She was waiting to play. It was pouring rain. Where'd she go? Inside the bowling center. 2-pin, there's a mark. And a bowling coach from Team Columbia came over and said, you just can't sit here being bored. Here's a bowling ball. Let's try this. And she really fell in love with the sport and gave up golf eventually. By the way, she's a near scratch golfer. That good an athlete as you see her road to the finals.
Yeah, qualified 63rd. Liz Culkin was 2nd. So she defeats the number 2 speed all the way. Goes against Deandra, defeats her, lose to Birgit, who's back on this telecast. And then down the line, look at the legacy of athletes she had to defeat to get to the telecast tonight. Stephanie Zavala, Rookie of the Year. Zavialava's won this tournament twice. Shannon O'Keefe once. Catches the lucky crossover strike.
Sometimes you get a little lucky. Next up, Prospect Park, Brooklyn Strike.
Well, eventually it comes to the point because this pattern is very flat. If you miss inward, chances are you need to find a break like that. The punishment was if you miss inward, sometimes you go high, you'd make big 4, leave a split like Hope did, the 3, 6, 7, 10. Lara's in a part of the lane that's so deep, and at the end of that pattern that she's able to carry that good break.
Win probability looks good now for McEwen. Right lane, trip 10-pin.
Good move by Danielle. Some minor adjustment with her feet and her target. Trying to see where she slides. 25, 17, to that 10-11 zone right there.
Mom Susan watching back home, along with the dog Jasper.
Who's famous?
I've got a son, Jasper, so that's a great name. And she said, shout out to the kids, too. For a 16-pin lead, left lane misses the target, 2-8.
This is interesting. The left lane is starting to play a little bit more differently than I expected it to. I thought the right lane was going to be more troublesome for the ladies. But right now, I don't know if it's possibly because Lara is deeper and Danielle's finding some of that traction. Looks like she executed really well. Leaves that hard 2-8 spare again.
Danielle left the 2-8 in the same frame in the last match.
Yeah, physically, I think when Danielle is trying to generate speed, she actually steps out of her approach a little bit. That's why I think her hand is not getting back in that position. So we're a little more than halfway through match number 2. Danielle McEwen is up by 6 pins. Lara Plaza first TV appearance. Who's going to win match number 2 and go on to face our next person?
We know that guy, Little Landon. He was in Rockford last week. He's a great PWBA Tour fan. Great to see him here tonight with Mom. Plaza's down 6 pins, but can take lead in the 6th frame head-to-head with Danielle McEwen, joined by the 2-seed Birgit Norrijks. Birgit, what went well for you this week to make the show?
I tried to excuse me. I tried to keep it in front of me as much as possible and tried to commit to every shot and fill frames.
Birgit, how do you plan to keep up your intensity in this upcoming match?
I'm nervous enough, so I don't need to try that.
Besten Dank für Hilfe und viel Glück an heute Abend.
Vielen Dank.
That is, thanks for your help and good luck. Auf Deutsch. Hey, with my minor at Syracuse, got to use it occasionally.
I appreciate it,
Whenever
Dave.
Birgit makes an appearance, we'll German.
Next time I'll learn Spanish for all the Colombian athletes out there.
She's a good sport. Big shot here for Lara, who was talking, Kel, with Tourette Mac McNeil a moment ago. Said she has good look, just got to execute better.
Doesn't quite catch a shaker, and I agree with her, Dave, but I will say, like, when the women went from match to match, it was as if, again, like I said earlier, going into a new bowling center. So watch Lara. 19 at the arrows, same identical spot, just pushes a little bit further. She's using a lower flare bowling ball, doesn't quite make the corner, leaves the 7-pin. 9 on this pattern was a very good leave.
Challenging conditions, got her 7-pin, has her mark.
When I recall some of the matches that I observed during the week, 587 was beating 565. 602 was defeating 590. The averages came down in the matches a little bit, but overall intensity throughout, especially when it came down to the 10th frame of game number 3, when total pinfall mattered.
Left lane, Lara crosses over. Rarely 5-pin at this level.
Slides to the foul line. Her left arm is almost already behind her back. Elbow slightly bent. And if you watch her hand in the ball, she kind of takes her pinky and tucks it underneath the second joint. So she really puts all the pressure right by the index finger on that callous part of the hand, the medius part of the hand, to rotate her hand around the ball.
So I feel like on that one, I want to get that right, like kind of like similar to what I think I can be doing the same thing.
Sure.
What I'm doing on 8.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel I'm in on that one, but I want to have the same angle, but just like a couple boards to the right.
Yeah, just kind of trap it in there a little more. Yeah, let's do that.
Advice from Matt McNeil. 6'10" Danielle crossing over 2. So As we talked about, challenging conditions, Kel, and things are transitioning now.
Yeah, and again, here, Danielle's executing, right? She's like 17. Doesn't quite get to that tracer. So right here, this is a big part right here. That's a big, big part right there where the ball is trying to get down to the lanes, not feeding to that spot. It has to get there, which means it's starting up too soon. To me, as if I was ball repping right now, I might think about going to a less responsive bowling ball, maybe something symmetrical, cleaner cover to try to push through the middle and not be so responsive to it. She's got a 5-pin lead, goes in this 8th frame. The ball looked really good the first few frames, but again, she either has to continue to migrate deeper inside, really start sliding in that 28-29 zone, and try to project the ball, get more hold in front of her by creating a little bit more angle.
So the breakdown, left lane, right lane. Here's the left, Danielle, big shot, delivers.
And there it is. Bigger move with her feet. Brought the target with her a little bit, so maybe like a 3-1. Sliding about 30, 18 at the arrows. Again, now gets it to that spot. Ball rolls up, splits the 8-9 right there.
Up by 5, max scores. Could have a fantastic finish here in match 2. 3rd seed Laura Plazas. Like Clara, longtime member of Team Columbia. Clara, a real mentor in Laura's development. Nicely done. Gold TV delivers live multi-channel coverage of the PWBA Tour, PBA 50, and Team USA and USBC Collegiate and Youth tournaments, plus much more great bowling content. Visit bowltv.com to subscribe today. Bowling lives here. Village Hall, Addison, Illinois. A great part of Chicagoland.
Now, here's where I find something interesting, Dave. You have the tour reps from the companies, right, giving ideas. Then you have her coach from Team Columbia on the left side giving her ideas. So now there's a mishmash of thoughts going through her head of, what am I going to do?
Maybe too much?
Maybe too much.
Interesting. Left lane, Laura, 4-pin.
That was a big shot right there. Big shot right there, sliding about 33, 21. You can see where that ball just wants to pick up and go sideways in the back end. Leaves the 4-pin. I wonder if that missed spare early on is going to haunt her at the end of this match.
And she said to us today, right, how big spare shooting would be on TV. Have to convert, had an open. But her attitude, as she told us, I've got nothing to lose. It is. Pedal to the metal. Watch it. Oh, goodness, right on cue. 4-pin stands, a huge whiff. And McEwen is in great shape.
Watch her approach 2, 3, 4 steps, slide. Kind of pops up a little too quick.
Devastating open.
Opens the door for Danielle.
Go up 27, foundation frame. And also leaves a 4-pin.
So in 2 matches, she was around 15, 60 on the right lane. Now quickly, we've moved into about 19, 20 at the arrows. Good extension, great knee bend. You can see her trying to wave it off to kind of hold, hold, hold.
That's what Danielle needs for the win. Knocking out Hope Bramley in match 1. Trying to climb the ladder. As Danielle Kelly told us today, sometimes nice to come from that first match. You see the lanes transition. You're used to the conditions, the TV lights. And she's had plenty of experience, but you're in a groove when you're bowling a lot. Nothing's new, because you've been on the TV pair since it started, as I say that at 17.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Saw that quite frequently this week. Kind of gets that ball onto lane a little bit more. Such a bad break. 6-pin falls right in front of the 10-pin. 4-pin doesn't quite take out the 7.
Near impossible conversion. And just 10-pin.
So Lara still needs to get the first 2. So strike, double strikes 175. Strike 2 doubles and 5 will win it, of course. Last time on this lane, she struck on the right lane last time.
Has to have it to have a chance. The first, yes. And her best shot of the match comes when she needs it most. Wow, just shrapnel remaining.
Yeah, she flushed the pocket last time on this right lane. Ball does the same exact thing. Once more. Needs another. Needs to give it a friend.
Plasas needs it. Plasas gets it! Back-to-back jacks in the clutch. And now 5 pins for the win.
Talk about bowling under pressure. Identical back-to-back shots, maybe a little bit quick on that delivery. Right on target, well executed. Makes up for the 2 misses. Still needs to stay behind the foul line and get 5. Gonna make a ball change.
Needs 5 pins.
Gets 6.
Needs a bucket, gets 6, but that's enough for a 2-pin win for Lara Plasas in her TV debut. The Team Columbia star will take on Birgit Norreitz of Germany next. It wasn't easy, but Lara advances. More great bowling on the way. PWBA Tour here on CBS Sports Network. Third seeded, Lara Plasas from Colombia knocks off American Danielle McEwen by 2 pins, 181-179 in match 2 here at the USBC Queens. In a ceremony delayed because of various reasons, the PWBA inducted the classes of 2020 and 2022 into their Hall of Fame this past Wednesday. It was a ceremony befitting the inductees who not only showed the world what women can do on the lanes, but off it as well. Pam Buckner, Kim Adler, Carolyn Doran-Ballard, and Kim Terrell-Kearney were the honorees in attendance. Carol Giannotti and Joan Romeo were also honored at this ceremony, attended by a great cross-section of the bowling community. Congratulations to all. Great classes of 2020 and 2022. Congratulations to all there. Match 3, Plasas, Norreitz, head-to-head next on CBS Sports Network. All right, Kelly, time for the BPA moment of the match. Lara Plasas steps up in the 10th and delivers.
She needed 2 strikes and 5 pins and back-to-back buries those jacks. 2 consecutive strikes, 6 pins on the fill ball. And she wins that match. Looking on there.
Here. Stardust Bowl General Manager alongside Jason Overstreet, USBC Deputy Executive Director. Great to see everyone here tonight. And there's little Landon. He's still at the front row seat. Steph Johnson's biggest fan, as we saw in Rockford last week, had the personalized jersey made up from Steph and her team. That was pretty cool.
We'll see both those gentlemen a little bit later when they make the trophy and check presentation.
Yeah, who's going to take it is the question. Along with the tiara here tonight. Norreitz Plasas. Match 3 underway.
It has choice of lane and starting position. Lara starts off with another strike. opening frame number 1. Working off what she just finished in match number 2. A little bit deeper, 21. She's the deepest of all the athletes on tonight's show. Ball continues to migrate through the pins.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our number 2 seed from Germany, Birgit Norreis.
For the fans, Dave, make sure you commentate in English, please.
Bitte schön. Auf English. Nur auf English. Only in English. You got it. Birgit's first shot. 2C. Looks good.
Trips the 4-pin.
It's about 2 a.m. in Deutschland right now, so families, they're asleep. They're gonna find out tomorrow what happened.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're not awake to watch the telecast. They're going to have to watch it on YouTube or another re-airing of it. But Birgit's off to a great start. She really likes keeping her angles in front of her. Her keys this week, trying to keep her first 2 steps kind of slow. If she gets overly aggressive, the ball shoots through the break point. Of our contestants right now, 2:11 was the highest average I saw, 5-1 in match play. And she didn't qualify very high. She just snuck in to the number at, I think, -1 or +3 for the event.
Family runs a bowling center, DAB Bowling Center in Germany. Left lane. Wow. That's how you get started.
Yeah, Birgit 2:11. Danielle was definitely higher, being in that top 10 of the bracket.
Birgit also a travel agent, as she told us today.
I had no idea. All
Good.
these years bowling on tour, I did not know of her other occupation, although she still helps out with mom and dad at the local bowling center
works
back
there
home.
pretty much full-time, too. So she's very busy. Been in the U.S. a couple weeks getting ready for the 2022 PWBA Tour season. Dramatic win over McEwen in the first match and leads the 4-pin.
And what we didn't mention is many of the competitors say Clara. I'm not sure if it's not Laura, but Birgit for sure will be going to the World Games coming up here in Alabama soon. Doesn't quite project the ball further right down the lane. Single pin spare, which has been an issue for Laura, if we can say. Missed a 4-pin, missed a 10-pin already.
But despite that, survived, and she has a little mocking celebration for a 4-pin conversion. There's Rosa Restrepo behind her. Lots of royalty in the house watching. USBC Queens here tonight.
I think almost all of Team Colombia is here.
Tell you, well represented. Julia Bond is here. It's Verity back there, and Liz Johnson. Boy, lots of VIPs. Julia won last year in Reno, as we talked about. It's a big one. First major of the season. Left lane. Good ball reaction for Lara. Any player who rolls a 300 game during tonight's telecast will receive a $10,000 bonus courtesy of GoBowling.com. Visit GoBowling.com to find local bowling centers, get tips from the pros, and for all the latest news and information about your favorite sport, bowling. Tough conditions for 300 game. Didn't have one, as we talked about, all week. Lindsey Boomershine's 299, the closest to it. Birgit would like the first 3 and has got it. Our World TV highlight of the week takes us to the second round of qualifying. Speaking of play started. The 10-pin, Kel, the 10-pin.
Infamous triangle. It's always the corner pin.
I'll tell you, corner pin.
2 different balls. Strong asymmetric on the right lane. Cleaner, symmetric ball in the left lane. I think this is smart.
Not the front 4. 3, 6, 10 instead.
Now she is bowling in all the traffic that Danielle and Hope created in that first opening match. Danielle, stay there. She's sliding further right, 20, 14, trying to get to that same point, which she does down there. There's that same break point we've been looking for the whole week, all day long, all night long. But the ball really responds in the back. High friction, 3-6-10. Makes it no problem. Not my favorite spare personally.
Which is your favorite spare?
Any single pin.
Yeah. All good, right? Advice from tour reps, so critical.
Sometimes they're just an ear to bounce off ideas on. You know, reconfirming what we think we see if they see the same thing, because we don't see the ball off our hand in that first 12 to 15 part of the lane.
Fourth frame. 7, really good looking shot. And a 10-pin stance.
Sliding about 34, 21, 22, 11, 12 at the range. Ball deflects, 6-pin falls just into that gutter. Liked it off her hand, but not the carry, of course.
Which she does. Successful cross lane single pin conversion for the 10-pin. Saturday, 2 Eastern. Catch the 2022 Collegiate Rugby Championships live from New Orleans. See the nation's top women's and men's sevens teams compete over 3 days for a chance to be crowned Premier and Division champs right here on CBS Sports Network. You a rugby fan, Cal?
I am. I
cool
enjoy it, yeah.
sport. Oh, my gosh.
All the trips to Australia, I've got to see some
Yeah,
games.
you've been there a lot, I know. Fifth frame down 17.
Gotta
Works
push.
on a spare. It does.
Wow.
Oh, 10 down.
I did not see that coming, I have to admit. I thought for sure that was going to check early. Big smile on her face. Again, deeper on the left lane. Now she's created holds. She's found some holds. She's so far left, she's able to find it. But look at that expression. I don't think she was crazy about it either.
And when she takes on fellow Team Columbia star Clara Guerrero for the championship. Birgit has other ideas. Right lane. Hey!
All right, Dave, I think this is when she talked about keeping her first 2 steps slow. Kind of got a little quick out of the gate. Watch her shoulder drop. Head kind of pulls to the left as she accelerates to the bottom of the swing, but rolls the 2-pin to catch the X on the screen.
That's all that matters. Late trip of the 2-pin. Birgit tries for her 3rd career PWBA Tour title. Go Bowling Classic, Arlington last year. At the home of the USBC. Also in 2017, won the Lucy. Strike left lane. Birgit looks good. Halfway home, Kelly has a nice lead.
Yeah, 27-pin lead, Dave, 5.5 frames in match number 3. Working on a string of strikes. Tough matches ahead. Who's going to go on to face Clara in that championship match and claim that tiara? Come back.
Laura Plus has head-to-head. Birgit Norikes here in match number 3. Laura looks pretty relaxed as we saw a moment ago with her tour rep.
No, and the last one, we couldn't hear it, we couldn't dance. You owe me one.
Having fun with Jason Thomas, the USBC, and tour rep Matt McNeil. Wants her strike song, Kelly, played a little louder so she can dance and celebrate when she gets a strike. That's a good sign. She's having fun out there, right?
Yeah, just like her interview earlier today, she had so much energy going. I think she's finally finding her groove as she's going through these matches. A little heckling towards Jason. Play the song, Jason. I'm sure we're going to hear it coming up soon.
Well, her Team Columbia coaches, teammates right there to her left. She has got so much support. Maria Jose Rodriguez, former USBC Queens champ. Right there in the front row, rooting her on. And seeing out of the break. Grip 7-pin, looking over for the strike song. Let's hear it. There we go. There it is. All right.
Everybody will be up and dancing. So Lara has created some hold for herself. Again, she's the deepest part of the lane compared to all the other ladies bowling right now. The other ladies are keeping it more straighter in front of them, but by creating such angle, she's able to create that hold down the lane. So it could have developed into something beneficial for her.
Former first-team All-American at Wichita State. Left lane, left side, good 10-pin. Down it goes.
Three, 21, 9, 10. Great ball roll. 6-pin kicks the 10-pin off the side. She's definitely feeling the groove of the music and the strikes.
I know you're more of a line dancer, but that's some pretty good dancing too.
All music is great.
Agreed. 4th in 2016, her best finish. Could she win the title tonight? Here we get right lane. Up by 17, ringing 10-pin, good shot.
Rolled a 2-pin last time on that lane. Out of commercial, good shot right here. 6-pin just goes right around that 10-pin so quickly.
She won last year at the ITRC in Arlington. No fans were allowed, COVID precautions, so happy to be under the lights tonight. Big crowd here in Chicagoland. Got her 10-pin. Much different atmosphere in Addison. Close match 3 to take on the top seed, Clara Guerrero. Long-time legend of Team Columbia. We will have an international champion. Be the 8th all-time at the Queens. Six-time German Player of the Year. 9-pin.
High flush shot, really good execution. Ball just is so hard off the spot. Watch as it just wants like put his blinker on and make a left turn. Straight, straight, straight. Boom, right there. Ball goes towards the 8-pin, just passes 5, does not take out the 9-pin.
Birgit bids for her first career major. Every shot a big shot now. Has the 9-pin, has the spare. Clara awaits the winner. Going for a second career PWBA Tour title and second major. Win probability in the favor of Norikes. 10-pin.
Ball just lingers a little bit long down the lane. Watch, looking for the blue and the black. It's starting to migrate. Great shot there again. Can't say it enough. 6-pin just goes around the 10. Ball deflects a little bit. But when you're controlling the pocket, I wouldn't try to look for anything else to try to strike right now. I mean, the match is fairly close, down by 6 pins, but she's been keeping the 1-3 under control the entire time. Keeping up with her spares. Only down by 6 pins with 2 frames to go. She will have to finish on the right lane, which has been a solid lane for her. Both ladies 5 for 8 in strikes.
Laura told us today about changing her physical and mental preparation. Lots of extreme fitness drills to get ready for moments like this. Foundation frame needs help on the 7-pin, won't get it.
Almost looked as the ball was going directly for the 3-pin. Watch, it's pushing, it's pushing, it's pushing. Is it gonna read it? Is it gonna read it? No, light shaker strike. Does not carry the 7-pin out, head pin off the wall. She didn't like it off her hand either, at all. Same as the other shot she had earlier in this match. Makes the spare. So max score for Birgit, 245, 228 for Laura. Birgit's up by 7. She's been pretty solid on this right lane. Rolls a 2-pin ring 10 last time.
To the foundation frame with a 7-pin lead. Eighth show of her career. Coming down to big shots like this, right lane for Birgit. Trick 10-pin.
Spare strike here gives her 225. Laura strikes out 228. So a big ball right here in the 10th frame for Birgit. Strike in 7 will shut out Laura and win match number 3 to face Clara in the championship match. Left the 9-pin the last time.
Needs it, gets it. Big strike for Birgit. Left lane comes through, huge.
Excellent delivery and execution. Sliding 21, 15, 16, firm ball speed. Left the 9-pin the last time. This time the 9-pin does not stand. All 10-pin fall down. 7 more pins. And we've declared who's going against Clara.
Needs 7. How about 9? How about the win for Birgit? The 2 seed from Germany, Birgit Norreichs, will advance to take on the top seed, Clara Guerrero, here tonight in Addison, Illinois, at the USBC Queens. So this one is over. Congrats to Birgit Norreichs. And a great run for Plazas in her first career PWBA Tour show. Fun to watch her compete here tonight. Championship match now is set. Norreichs, Guerrero next. From Colombia since Maria Jose Rodriguez to win the USBC Queens in 2014 against Birgit Norreichs of Germany. All international final with everything on the line. Big prize money, a place in women's bowling history, the tiara. We can't wait. The final is on the way. Dave Ryan alongside 2-time Queens champ and Hall of Famer Kelly Kulick. The trophy, the tiara, the big prize money. Are you ready for the finals?
I am. Looks like Birgit will be starting the match. Clara, the higher seed, has the choice.
Championship match underway. Left lane, Norreichs. Good start. Here is Clara Guerrero.
Yeah,
She's been waiting there, Kel, for about an hour, 40 minutes. Right?
I know.
It's a long wait as the top seed with one match.
In the sidelines, ladies have the opportunity to practice on a practice pair. Only has that one title, multiple international medals for her team Colombia with her precedent record of 24 years on the team.
Starts her night. No! Oh no. With a 7-10.
That was a good break.
Yikes.
Really trying to project the ball down the lane. 18 at the arrows, 11-12. You can see the ball is really trying to hook at the last moment. And as it turns up to roll forward, just not enough. Bad break, 7-10 split. Gets the one
Danielle
pin.
had it. Yep, gets a 10 pin.
Yep.
Ever make it yourself?
I have, yes. I've actually made it once in competition, twice in practice.
Wow. So
Yeah.
3 times. That's impressive. A lot of people can say that.
Yep. I added up all the
start
scores.
you wanted.
Exactly. 200 is the average right now for all 3 matches, 6 games. 200 is the average. 211. Clara averaged 211. 6-0 match play. She was the one undefeated person the entire time. Again, Danielle had the highest average out of all. But can she bounce back from that bad 7-10 split, looking for her first strike in frame number 2?
Okay, that's better. Left lane, success there for Clara. And you said to me, as we were chatting before the show, that if you got anything in the 220s, that might be high.
Yeah. Yeah, so I predicted
Challenging
190.
conditions.
200 is the average, which is really good. Again, Nick Hogan was the designer of the pattern, said it was very difficult, which it was. Birgit still using 2 different balls on each lane. Finished 7th in last week's Rockford Open.
An hour plus away here. Beginning the 2022 PWBA Tour season. It pushes perfectly. And Birgit had the first 3 in her first match and the first 2 here.
Her key is very similar as Clara's, keeping those first 2 steps a little bit slow and posting the shot. She said she got a little lazy as time went on. When the pattern's a little bit softer, she can get a little bit more lackadaisical, but she really needs to post the shot each and every single time she delivers the ball.
Looking for the first 3 back-to-back games. Does get that with trip 10 pin. How about the start for Birgit in her 2 matches tonight as the 2 seed? It's Friday Night Lights on the pitch. Sydney LaRue and the Orlando Pride go head-to-head against Kelly O'Hara. And the Washington Spirit kickoff begins at 7 Eastern right here on CBS Sports Network. Clara has to regroup. Let's cross it over. And the 9 pin somehow defying physics stands almost at a Brooklyn strike.
Yeah, she made some drastic changes in her game just before coming out on tour. I mean, she's been practicing diligently throughout the entire season. But she did make a span change and a pitch change, she said, in her thumb. She went a little bit longer, and the release has been very, very clean each and every single time. Unfortunately, not on that delivery. Makes a spare. I've also noticed in Clara's game too, she has bounced back between 4 steps and 5 steps. I think last year she was using 4 steps. She committed to the wrist brace as well. She's also made, look, you can see the stat right there. You know she's successful, and in her diligence, she's made the PBA telecast. I think it was on the cheetah pattern the 1 year. So drastic changes, but she committed to the wrist brace. She committed to 5 steps, and now she committed to the length in her span.
Clara left lane. Looking for help on the 4-pin, won't get it. She told us today that she's just trying to bowl the best 10 frames of her life. She knew it would be easy as a top seed. First time in her career she's been the top seed at a major.
Very, very focused.
Has a 4-pin. Are you looking for some great PWBA gear? Visit the official online store of the PWBA at shoppwba.com. Gear up, Kelly.
I know the ladies have their gear.
I'm a huge coffee guy, as you know, so I'll take coffee mug.
I like the new
Travel
sweatshirts.
mug. Yeah.
Some
Great
colorful choices.
Great stuff.
Birgit looking for 4 in a row to extend her lead over Clara.
Can it be on these tough conditions? That crosses over and almost goes Brooklyn and leaves a 10-pin.
Yeah, slight pull down from the top of the swing. Catches it early with her hand. Misses inside target. Watch there. Ball goes away. Stops. Just did not project the ball off her hand down the lane.
Cross lane 10-pin has the single pin spare conversion. He said it was today. I'm confident. I didn't come here to make the show not to win it all. I like that mentality heading into such a pressure-packed situation.
I think a lot of her success this week too is she pretty much kept it between 3 bowling balls. Now I know again my week I seem to walk out with 9 and have to go back and get 3 more. That's how drastically the lanes change. That's how drastically I try to play the lane differently. But I think Birgit was solid in her plan of just sticking with those 3 balls and trying to make it work for her and her game.
Win probability looks good. That shot looks good. Wow. Tattoos the 1-3 pocket. Those pins had absolutely no chance against Birgit Norikes. And she has a huge lead.
Yeah, she does. She's able to stay right, keep the ball in front of her, angles nice and small. She liked it off her hand.
4 or 5 strikes and 9 spare in the 4th frame. That's been it.
Clara.
31 pins, Kel.
Yeah, that's a big deficit right there. Ball change, it looks like, for Clara, though.
What's up?
Oh,
just a 7.
Liked it off her hand. Big difference is what I'm seeing on the lane is just Clara's playing like really like a 2-board angle. Once you get to the part of the lane where you're into that 3rd, 4th arrow, okay, you have to find a way to get angled this way down the lane. She's keeping it more in front of her, which doesn't create a lot of skid, and that's why the ball is facing up in front of the pocket very, very quickly. If you're going to find hold, you have to have a little bit more angle. So she's going to have to either keep the same target, maybe move another 2 boards left with her feet, and just try to find a little bit more hold in front of her, or try to pick up her ball speed.
Has the 7-pin, has her spare. Clara looking for a 2nd PWBA major, having won the 2016 Go Bowling PWBA Players Championship in Green Bay. Knocked off Stephanie Johnson, last week's champ on tour. Shannon O'Keefe and Liz Johnson, a 2-time winner of the USBC Queens and Hall of Fame legend along the way. That's a gauntlet for Clara en route to the championship in Ashwaubenon. Took home the title.
And you can see the difference is she was 4 steps on that show. Look, she's 5 steps here, holding the ball higher in her stance.
Bucket lead.
And doesn't have quite good reaction.
And the hole is getting bigger and bigger here. Clara with the 7-10 split to start hasn't really recovered. Clara has moved from the lanes to the stands to root on her Team Columbia teammate. And it's not looking great right now for Clara, to be sure, midway point of the championship match.
Yeah, and the only thing about this format, too, you know, Clara's been undefeated. She defeated everyone through the bracket. Unfortunately, with the live telecast, she won't have that chance to have a second loss and go again. Needs to make the buckets bare.
Can't do it. That's another devastating open for Clara. The hole just got even bigger. Birgit Norix of Germany is in tremendous shape to win the USBC Queens here tonight in Addison, Illinois. About to determine the winner of the first of 3 majors on the 2022 PWBA Tour season. Birgit Norix of Germany has a huge lead halfway home. Dave Kelly, our entire crew, works on a strike. That means a possibility of a 57-pin lead on the top seed, Clara Guerrero.
You know, as Clara was standing behind Birgit, she's trying to see where she's playing.
Out of the break, 2-8 double wood.
Not the best shot. Clara's much deeper than Birgit is. Birgit's able to play it right, kind of again where Danielle and Hope were, and create holes, shinier equipment, more push down the lane, sliding 21, 14, 15. She's a little bit further right down the lane. But as we overheard the ball reps talking to Clara at the break, I think Clara's going to make a move and try to get in that same zone that Birgit's at and give herself some chance of getting back in this match.
4 championship round appearances last year. We told you about the Go Bowling Classic title for Birgit. 2-8 double wood, covers nicely. And it is the Cisco spare of the week, Kelly, with a nice cover.
Watch right here. This is last frame. Moves right. Needs to hit the 2 so the ball doesn't deflect too much. Take out the 8-pin. Big, big frame right there for Birgit, keeping her lead and extended over Clara.
She's been so clean, so steady here in the 2 matches. Cisco spare of the week.
She did say she got up at 6 a.m. for a run, I think yesterday. I think I'm going to start adding that to my
I think
regimen.
you should add it to your schedule. Left lane, looking good, it is good. Those pins had absolutely no chance against Birgit Norix, who is on a roll and trucking toward a championship here tonight.
Yeah, her husband Toby will be thrilled if he could watch her live right now. I think she has plenty of intensity for this championship match. Clara's making a ball change on the right lane. Looks like she's a little bit further right than what she was before. Starting around 19 or 20, 18, 19, 20 with that left sliding foot.
And the big 4 just not able to catch that 1-3 pocket. She told us today it would be such a beautiful moment of her career to have a chance to cap off being a #1 seed at a major for the first time in her career.
Yeah, Clara said she's pretty much won everything in her career that could she ever dream of.
Right.
The only thing lacking would have been more titles out here on the ladies tour. Now that last plan, she went right. The difference between Clara and Birgit, though, is her ball speed. Her ball speed's at least a mile an hour slower compared to Birgit's, and her tilt is so much different. So Clara's ball reads a little bit sooner, whereas Birgit is later. Now, unfortunately, I hate to make the acronym or the comparison, but Clara's fishing. She's really just trying to find something right now that might work for her.
I mean, what a run for Team Columbia. And as she told us today, she's got a busy schedule. 8 events for Team Columbia between now and basically the start of the fall. 11 PWBA Tour stops.
She's everywhere.
Of course, this week. She is everywhere.
Yeah, World Games, Champion of Champions, Rio, Pan American Games, World Championships in Australia in November.
That comes in high, too. It's not her night.
Yeah, same result.
4-7-10.
Again, when you get to a part of the lane, once you get the pocket's at board 17 in the back, right? We all know that. We think the pocket's at 17, so you have to create some sort of angle to that. It has to be at least 3 boards of angle to try to promote the ball to go left to right more. And Clara just seems to be playing much more straighter through the front, just not allowing the ball to get through the fronts and the middles.
And leaves 2 pins there.
Very disappointing for Clara. I know she's upset. 168 max score. Birgit just keeps the ball in the lane, stays behind the foul line.
It's over.
She will be your 2022 Queens champion. 71 pin lead.
Also the Big Four, but inching closer to make this official with a huge lead so late in the championship match. Oh, Kelly, you said that'd be tough. You bowled
I
this
did.
week. You know exactly what these tremendous bowlers are going through here tonight. Like the 7-10, the Big Four nearly impossible to make. And Birgit just inches closer with a 55-pin lead after the great start. And Clara struggles, unfortunately, for her tonight.
Yep, 6 pins here. Didn't qualify very high, but that does not matter. This is 2 events in 1. 15 games of qualifying, and then the bracket is a whole new tournament.
Birgit needs 6 for the championship. She's got 10, and she's got the win. Birgit Norreich of Germany is the 2022 USBC Queens champion. Her first career major. Birgit has done it. Das war ausgezeichnet. That was excellent. Birgit Norreich wins in Addison, Illinois. How sweet it is. We'll hear from the champion next. Birgit Norreich of Germany, 187, 158 winner over the top seed Clara Guerrero from Colombia for her 3rd career title and first major. Kelly Kulik runs the show late level, trophy, tiara, and check presentation.
2022 USBC Queens champion Birgit Norreich here to present the tiara, last year's champion Julia Bond. And now to present the beautiful Queen's Trophy, proprietor Mr. Jim Staffold.
Thank you from Stardust Bowl. Congratulations.
And along with the coveted title, here the Deputy Executive Director from USBC, Mr. Jason Overstreet, to present the check.
Birgit, on behalf of USBC's membership around the country, congratulations on being the Queen's champion.
Birgit, this is obviously your 3rd title, first ever major on the Professional Women's Bowling Association Tour. What does this mean to you? What does this moment mean right now?
It's like a dream come true, really. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I don't know.
Well, unfortunately, you know, your family's going to be waking up in a few hours back in Germany and seeing that you're the Queen's champion. What would you like to say to them and wish to say?
They're at home. I wish they were here the last time I made the show. I didn't win, but this is for them, for staying home, staying up late. It's like 3 at night at home, I think. I don't even know. And I'm just so thankful that they, I don't know, made this possible. Like, I don't know.
And how about the fans here? Well, I just want to thank United States Bowling Congress BPA for sponsoring this event, including the prize funds and everything. Thank you to the fans here at Stardust Bowling Center, those who tuned in on CBS Sports Network, and congratulations to Birgit Norreich, your 2022 Queen's champion.
Thanks so much. Congratulations to Birgit Norreich, the 2022 USBC Queens champ. Be sure to join us Sunday, May 29th, 5 Eastern for the Twin Cities Open from Cedarvale Lanes in Eagan, Minnesota. Now for Kelly Kulik and the entire crew, it's Dave Ryan saying so long from Addison, Illinois. In association with the United States Bowling Congress, this has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Birgit Norreich wins USBC Queens tonight.